Tuesday in Ohio, age verification for porn sites goes into effect. Some detractors concern the law is vague and will ensnare things like music streaming services and social media. You know, they're going through this in England right now, and I know several states have had this. The thing of it is, people will just watch foreign porn sites, I would imagine. So you got weird porn from Europe coming in here. I don't know if porn in Europe is weird. I just assume that it is. I don't know. And of course, you know, people will use VPNs. I may have one on my laptop right now. Not for porn, but you know, it's handy if I want to pretend I'm in Canada so I can watch the Guardians game. Well, I've already said too much. We talk about phobias leading up to Halloween, and if your phobia is frivolous litigation, I am sorry about this. A judge has tossed a lawsuit this week, filed against Hershey. This is ridiculous. The plaintiff was seeking $5 million in damages because Hershey Halloween treats are not spooky looking when you take them out of the package, and the package leads you to believe that they are. What are you, like 3? What's going on here? Just eat the chocolate. Just shut up and eat the chocolate, will you? Thank you. Costco selling a 5-foot-tall Lindt chocolate advent calendar this year. Actual retail price, $180. Starbucks, it seems like they've just grown forever, right? Well, they're closing 500 locations, shuttering the Starbucks inside Seattle's Starbucks corporate headquarters, which seems like if you wanted to send a positive message to investors, you wouldn't close the Starbucks that is most convenient for your own employees. Starbucks also shuttering 8 locations on Los Angeles' Wilshire Boulevard. Wilshire is 15 miles long, so that's basically 2 locations a mile that they're closing, and I assume there's others. That's too many. That's like if you've ever been to Myrtle Beach, they have the Eagle beach stores, and they have one on like every block. Have you ever been to Myrtle Beach? Have you noticed this? And they're all huge. What sort of business model is that? But I mean, they've been there forever, so they seem to know what they're doing. I don't know. Want a beach chair that's going to fall apart in an hour? That's where you go. Sure. They did a study of appliance reliability. It was found that both smart and dumb appliances these days have an alarming number of problems. But the smart ones were found to be much more prone to issues, which I guess makes sense. They've loaded more crap in there that will break. A few years back, 2 e-commerce entrepreneurs began buying up bankrupt brands. Radio Shack, Modell's Sporting Goods, I vaguely remember them, Pier 1 Imports, to name a few. Now the feds have charged the pair with using their portfolio of failed corporations to attract investment dollars for a Ponzi scheme. How do you get people to invest in that? It's like, yes, we own Radio Shack. Radio Shack? I haven't been in one of those since 1988. What are you talking about? Radio Shack. Here's my money, though. Please take it. Science. Here's something to spice up Shark Week, which is getting a bit stale. If I have to watch one more program about an Aussie surfer dude getting his arm bitten off, I'm just like, that's every single one of them. Yeah, mate, still surfing? Where's your arm? Oh, I've got another. Anyway, researchers have captured on video for the first time a trio of endangered leopard sharks engaged in a threesome, which, of course, starting Tuesday in Ohio, you would need age verification to watch, I would imagine. If you have kids, no doubt you've had some of their art hanging on your fridge, right? Of course. Maybe even macaroni art. Hopefully they didn't cook the macaroni first. In Australia, a school has informed parents that if they would like to keep the school art generated by their children, they'll need to pay $1,400. The school has been having some funding issues. Man, obviously these are priceless treasures, but $1,400. Paris, a flight from London to Milan, was diverted shortly after takeoff the other day, after passengers became alarmed at what they saw from 2 men. 2 men in their seats eating their passports. What is going on there? Well, they're in France now. They were arrested by Parisian authorities upon landing. And they're going to try to figure out exactly what those guys were doing besides eating their passports. I guess if they were just eating their passports, I mean, there can't be a law against that, but I don't know. Why would you do that? I think I would have been a bit freaked out too, to be quite honest. Tucson, police investigating after 2 girls or young women were caught on camera breaking into a guinea pig sanctuary and stealing over 24 of the animals. Some of the little piggies have health issues that require daily treatment and medication. No leads other than the video. DeKalb County, Georgia, police charged a man with stealing 91 area manhole covers. That's a lot of work. Those things are heavy, aren't they? It's not clear why, but I'm guessing he was just selling them for scrap. That would make the most sense. Kawamoto City, Japan, a 61-year-old man facing charges after he was caught shoplifting. And while he attempted to speed away, a store employee jumped on the hood of his car. That guy fell off but did not require medical attention. Maybe in Japan, as a store employee, you're required to do that. But here in America, you go after a shoplifter, a lot of times you get fired because they don't want to be sued if you get shot or something. I mean, it makes sense. When I worked at a grocery store in Seattle for a brief period, I was robbed at knife point, and I didn't chase him. I mean, my boss was a jerk, Mr. Lowe. I wasn't chasing anybody for Mr. Lowe. Believe you me, you could chase him yourself. Anyway, that's a whole other story that I will tell another time. Maybe if I'm a little short on material some morning, I'll tell the story of the day I was held up at a grocery store in Seattle. It's a pretty good story, actually, but I'm just setting the hook here. At some point, I'll tell it again, but we're way too busy on this Friday. Update, Phoenix, he's back. Penis guy. Someone has been going around the Valley of the Sun spray painting phalluses, and he's at it again, or perhaps it's someone else. 5 years ago, a guy was arrested for this. Is it the same guy or a copycat? No one knows. San Francisco, Bay Area bachelorette Lisa Catalano has tried dating apps and all the rest, and she's just not meeting the right guy. So she's placed some billboards, electronic ones.
I've rented space on a dozen digital billboards on Highway 101 in Silicon Valley between Santa Clara and San Francisco to advertise my personal dating website, marylisa.com.
It's been months since I've been on a date. I can't even get men to talk to me on any of the apps. I don't understand what's going on, but I figured it's time for a bold move.
And what's bolder than running billboards on the side of a major highway to essentially market myself?
She sounds like she's reading from a script. You need to not do that. Anyway, noteworthy that she is advertising where the tech bros might drive instead of like Haight-Ashbury or something like that. So we can see the kind of guy that perhaps she's targeting. You know, Elon Musk is always looking for new women to date. So, you know, maybe that could be the way to go. Have a good one. Chat again on Monday.